So just to kick things off here, we will start with what you do once you have downloaded the files. You can find a link to the files in the description of the video. Once you've opened a zip file, you'll find there are two files in here, FACEIT and FACEIT SRV. So we need to put these into a particular directory in your Counter-Strike. This works on Mac or Windows. So basically you go to your library, right click on Counter-Strike, click Properties, Local Files, click Browse Local Files. And that will take you to this directory, the Counter-Strike Global Offensive directory. Once in here, you want to enter CSGO, then CFG, and then simply drag these two files into here like so. Now, once you launch the game, you will see, I'll show you how to execute the FACEIT config. So you type exec. If you type F, you'll see that both files are showing. So exec FACEIT will do that. Then if you go to if you go to the rest of the tutorial, you will see that the config has been loaded. Quick way to test this is just by going into a game and pressing H, which is for help, and then that will tell you everything you need to know. From here we can go on to the tutorial. You can see there H has been pressed, the commands are there. That means it has been successful. Hello everyone and welcome to the FACEIT config. You are in the driving seat with Bardolph. We're going to start on the main screen here because it all counts herein. You go to play, you go to offline of bots. Now, depending on what you want to do, you choose between casual and competitive. If you want to use bots and shoot them and helmets matter, then you may want to choose casual. Otherwise, choose competitive because you get 4 grenades rather than the 3 you would get in casual. My map of choice is going to be Dust 2. I'm going to select no bots. Let's go. Loading, 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 loading. You might see some text in the top left corner of the screen as well. Part of the config is a bind that if you're playing on public servers, etc., you can find out the damage after the round or when you die. It can print it up here for you, which saves you having to go to console. So you want to select the terrorist side and press P as soon as it loads. P for police.
Let's go, let's go.
And you can see that loads the training config immediately. You start with an hour on the clock, no cooldown for buying, etc. And away you go. We're going to start with the mouse. Mouse 3, pressing down on the mouse wheel is no clip. You can no clip around. We're going to sit here. Reason being is, second thing is, you can buy anywhere on the map, and when you press B you get max money. Just like that, you can see the money's filled out here, so I can buy wherever I like on the map. Next point is when you shoot, it will show you where you are shooting throughout the whole map. Third point, or whatever, I've lost count already, is your ammo will always be replenished. So you can see there, I'm down to 30 and 90 once again, or should I say up. Now, next point is grenades. Always buy the flashbang last of your 4 grenades, otherwise it will buy 2 flashbangs because it'll be infinite grenades as well. So I'm going to buy myself a Molotov, a flashbang. Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, it's done it. Okay. Let me do this again. By suiciding. That looks very uncomfortable indeed. Okay, Molotov, smoke, HE, and lastly, a flashbang. Now, if I throw a Molotov, for example, you'll see in my inventory, it comes back every time I throw one. So I can run around the map and throw these to my heart's desire. Another thing to note is that this line will show you where you threw your grenade from. The red will show you any impacts on the way. And then the other end will show you where the grenade blew up, essentially. So if you're practicing, let's say you want to do a flashbang from short onto mid. Let's say you don't know how to do one, you want to create one. You can use this line, A to see, one example is, you can see there is an invisible ceiling. So that's one thing it's useful for. The other thing is, where it ends, you can see it ends here. So you can see if it's a pop flash, if it's going around the corner and then flashing straight away, or if it's going too far like this one and becoming telegraphed so people can look away from it. These kind of things are what that is useful for. And again, just for general practice, you don't need to go back to spawn to buy more flashbangs. You don't even need to buy more nades, whatever your nade might be, because they will always be replenished. Another thing is impacts. The I button will toggle impact information. So if I press I now, you can see the information on the impact. So if I'm wondering what the penetration does, you can see here it does 115 damage. By the time you get to the next box, it is doing 34 damage there. But up here it's doing 37 damage and so on. So you can get some useful information from the impacts. And if you want to just go crazy, buy a negative. Try reading all of that. And you might notice that the sound was a bit quieter there. I'm going to choose a Glock for this. The K button is a bind that gives 3 different volume toggles. So here's the normal one when you're playing in a match. If you're dead and you don't want to hear all the sounds, press K. Gets a bit quieter. Press K again. Even quieter. And then back to normal. We're going to leave it down here. And the last bind is the V button, which you can see we have a bot down here. If I press V, the bot is now here. So let's say I want to test something that requires me to do this, for example. Stand on the bot's head. Now I have a bot where I can do that. Interestingly, if you crouch on a bot... Actually, ignore what I was going to say. Both knives worked, but let's say you need more than one bot or you want to do some various testing. Keep pressing the P button and you'll see now there are 3 CT bots. So if I just end the round, when you hit a bot you get this wireframe as well, so you can see where you hit them if that's of any use to you. But now I've got 2 bots. One of them got kicked for whatever reason, I guess balancing reasons. So I can press V and press V again, and then I can place these bots wherever I like. So let's say I want to do some target practice, or I want to place the bots somewhere, maybe to see if they can be seen through a smoke, or for whatever other reason. Maybe I want to see if it's hard to see them in a certain position in a dark area, or whatever you might want to do. You can just press V. And again, if you're using casual mode, so they have helmets and so on, then you can check the distances for one taps, for example, with a Tech 9 or another weapon of your choice. So that's excuse me, that's the V button. My ass is kicking my ass at the moment. If you want to unload the config and put everything back to normal, you just press 0. O, not 0. Next to P, O. So all the bots have disappeared and so on. If I now suicide in console, you'll see when I come back everything is standard once again. And there we go. You've got your normal buy time and so on. Now there are 2 versions of the FACEIT config. One is for trying things out locally, and we'll give you 2 scripts which you can put into your config directory. Then you'll be able to do exec FACEIT for the local version. But if you're playing on a server, then basically you will want your binds with Archon. So once you've logged into your server with Archon, you can execute them on the server as opposed to executing them locally. And for that we have FACEIT SRV, FACEIT server version. So that will just change all your binds to allow you to execute them on a server. Now I think that's everything here. There is a Razer keyboard config as well. Essentially that puts the wave on all the buttons that you use in the config, and then any button on the keyboard you press will ripple afterwards, which looks pretty damn nice. So check out the links to that in the description. Any questions, put them in there as well, and I will answer as many as I can. So good luck and have fun.